Hi, welcome to Marker Board Videos. Today's video is about reading the textbook after you've watched the video. So you've watched the video, you've heard the content, and then I say, go ahead and read this section in your book. Well, reading a section in a science book is totally different than reading a novel, for instance. You have to read totally differently, and there's three different things that you're going to find that occur, three different topics, if you will, that you might run across as you're reading. So let's go over all three of them. So this is your basic science book where you have a couple of pictures, you have questions at the end of sections, you have some section titles, and so first of all, I want to call your attention to the pictures. The pictures are really important. They don't put them in there so that they look good and it feels good. They put them in there because there's important content related to that. So whenever you see a picture, a diagram, a graph, a table, make sure you read, not only take a look at the picture, the diagram, but also read the information around it, because that's very important information. Now, when you read a science book, the first thing I do is I look at the section title. And if I've already watched the video, you have to ask yourself, has this already been gone over? Do I know this material? Have I heard it before? Is it familiar? Is it new to me, or is it familiar? So if it's familiar, you're going to skim. Now, just so you know, my definition of skimming, it is reading every single word, but it's reading every single word quickly so that you get the gist of it and you go, yeah, I know that, I got that, I remember that. Did I already write my own definitions for these things? Yes. Did I understand what was being said in the lecture? Yes. Then I can go ahead and just kind of skim it over, and I can go very, very quickly when I'm skimming. Now, at the end of each section, there's going to be some questions that might say try it at home, or think about it, or put this in order, those kinds of things. Those are really important for you to do. Those are learning opportunities. So take advantage of every learning opportunity that you have and go ahead and answer those questions. Those answers are usually in the book somewhere. So answer the questions and then check and make sure, did you really get it, or is there an important concept or an important part of a concept that you totally missed? Now, the second type of thing you're going to see is something like this next section, which is familiar but not totally familiar. So maybe I mentioned it in the lecture, maybe I went over it very quickly, maybe I just kind of did a hit or miss, you know, here's some information about X, Y, Z, but I didn't spend a lot of time going over it in the video lecture. If that's the case, you need to read more slowly, and you need to take active notes as you read through it, and you need to make sure that you have all of the information in your notebook. So do I have a definition for this concept? Can I do this math? Can I solve this equation? Do I understand the units? Do I understand the concept behind it? Do I get why this graph is this way? So you're going to read this more slowly, and you're going to use that to supplement the notes that you've already taken as a result of watching the video. So these are additional notes that you did on top of the video. And again, there'll be some questions usually at the end of the section, which you can try them and see if that clarifies things, if you've got the concept or not. I always recommend that you take advantage of those learning opportunities. Now, the third thing that you're going to find in your textbook is things that I haven't even talked about in class. I've not talked about them on a video. They're there. They're part of your assigned reading. Do you need to know it? Absolutely you do. Those are the sections that you have to basically do all of the work yourself. You have to read very slowly. You have to not only find out the textbook definition for a concept, but you need to come up with your own definition, your operational definition for the concept that's being addressed. In addition to that, you might want to come up with some examples in your own life where that concept is applicable. At the end of that, you're also going to find some questions, so make sure you take advantage of that learning opportunity. Now, at the end of each chapter, there's important concepts. There's a review of everything in that chapter. You want to make sure that you know all of those, and also there's going to be questions. Again, with our textbook, they're leveled in difficulty. The first ones get easier and the last ones get more difficult. Take advantage of those learning opportunities so that you can make sure that you fully understand the concept before you try to take a concept quiz. But that's how you read the textbook after you've watched the video. You look for three things. Do I know this? Do I sort of know this, or do I not have a clue? And that's going to help you with your pacing and your time management for how you read the videos. Also, don't forget the information around the pictures and the graphics, critically important, so don't leave any of that out. Make sure you read that as well.